Hey, this is Mason with Dog Dynamics. We're going to be going over your mini Educator, the Ecollar that you'll be going home with after you complete one of our programs. So when you first open it, you'll see a card. This has the phone number and email to customer service for the collar itself from the company. So if you have any issues at all, always call them first and let them know what the issue is. 9 times out of 10, they'll send you a whole new collar. They stand by their project 100%, and that's one of the reasons that we stick with them. Behind the card, we have a few of the accessories. So this is going to be the charging cable. This allows you to charge both the remote and the collar itself at the same time. The charge on it lasts a few days, but initially we're going to recommend that you wear the collar for 12 hours a day and then taking it off to charge at night. And we've got a few tools here. So this one is to take off the prongs on the collar. So if you need a smaller one or a longer one, this will just go right over the prong and you can twist it to take the probes off here to adjust them or change them out. We're going to have it customized for you so that you don't have to mess with it. It'll be fitted for your dog and what they need. This tool is to pop the cover off of your remote. So if you want to change the color of it, or it broke, or it split in half and you're missing half of it, then you'll just put one end of it into the little slot on the side here and you'll twist it to pry it off. And then that's how you can take off and remove the cover if you're interested in changing that out. And then the last tool is the electrical circuit. So this allows you to see if your collar is working appropriately. So if you turn your collar on and you use the stimulation button and you hit it to produce some stimulation through these prongs, when you attach this down here, it will light up a little light here. It'll go off if the remote is working properly and producing stimulation. And so it creates this electrical circuit that turns the light on and you know that it's working. If you lose this tool, it's not a huge deal. You can just feel it with your hand and we'll have you feel this when you come to pick up your dog so you know what the stimulation feels like. Then there's also another little baggie in here that has some longer prongs to attach to the collar itself. So if your dog has thicker fur, you need something that's a little bit longer to make better contact, but we'll make that judgment call and you'll go home on whatever best fits your dog, so you won't have to worry about that. But those will be some spares in case you need them. And then the last tool in here is the lanyard. So this can be applied to the remote so you can strap it around your neck. Whatever is most convenient for you, that will make sure that you're accountable to holding onto the remote so you have it whenever you need to use it with you and your dog. Will work best for you. It'll work best for us. The first step to turning your collar on is to pair up the red dots on the remote and on the collar. These are magnets, so as long as you just hover them by each other, you'll notice that a green light goes off on the collar. That signifies that it's on. And on the remote, the way that you turn this on is you'll flip it over. You'll see that it has an on, off, or light button. It has a big L on it. You're gonna press and hold this until it says on the screen, and then you can release it. Once the screen is displaying a number and flashing the 1D, that means that it's on, it's working the way it's supposed to. When you look at the screen, it should have the flashing 1D. 1D just stands for one dog. That means that this remote is only connected to one collar and is working for one dog. It also will have either an M or a C or both. We have the remote set up and programmed for you already to take home, so it should just have a C on it. That stands for continuous. M is for momentary. And so we want it to stay on continuous. That is the way that we work with the collars here and how we'll teach you to use it when you take it home. If you flip the remote over, you'll see that it has the M and C button, momentary or continuous. That's what we use to program the remote. You don't have to worry about it. It's already programmed for you, but that is the button that does all of the programming. So when you look at the back of it, you'll also notice that it has the silicone flap. This is what you will use to charge your remote. Your collar also has the same thing. So when you look at the underside of the collar, you'll see this silicone flap. When you open it up, that's where you'll be able to charge it as well. As long as these silicone covers are secured tightly, they will be water resistant and the collar will be waterproof, so your dog can go in the water and swim within them. The charge on these collars lasts a few days. You'll know that it will start dying and losing battery because the light on the collar will start to blink an orange yellow color, and then when it's about to die, it'll start flashing red. So as long as you see a green light, you're good to go. When we look at the top of the remote, we'll have 2 S buttons and 1 T button. So the S black button will stim at the level that is displayed on the screen. So right now we have a level 10. So whenever we hit the S button, it will stim at a level 10. And you know the stimulation's going off because it's red on the collar and red on the remote. If you press the red S button, this will boost it 10 levels. So it'll be 10 above whatever is displayed on the screen. So press and hold it, boosts it up to 20, you know that's going off because of the red light. If you need to change your level to something that is lower than 10, or you need to increase it a lot higher, then you can use the dial up here, and this will change it. You have up to 100 levels to utilize, and we'll encourage you to use whatever level is going to work best for your dog. We'll give you a range of what typically works best for your dog, but you'll always want to use a level that is motivating enough to make them want to avoid the correction. Then on the other side, we have this T button. This just vibrates, and it'll vibrate the remote. You know that it's going off because it's got the red light again. And this is what we will use to motivate the dog to do the behaviors. So we'll typically use this over their heel command, their come command, and their bed command. So we'll use this as another cue and a mental interrupter to remind them and to do what we're asking them. Holding the remote, it'll be most comfortable for you to have your index on the black S, your middle finger on the red S, and your thumb on the T button, the vibrate. When we place the collar on our dog, it will be dependent on what side they're heeling on. When they're in heel position, it will be on the same side that they're heeling on. So with this dog, if it was heeling on the left side, then we're going to put the box also on the left side. And it can go anywhere between trachea and the top of their vertebrae. Not directly on it, but somewhere in between. We typically put it closer to their jaw, and we want this to be pretty snug. The collar you go home with will also have this bungee, so it'll allow for the collar to expand and contract as their neck expands and contracts with blood flow. If you move it, it also will move their skin with it, but not enough to where you're dragging their whole body around. Then that's how you'll know that it is the appropriate tightness. Make sure that the collar is going to be below whatever tool you're using. So in this case, this dog has a slip lead, so it's going to go below the slip lead, and we typically keep it above the collar as well. A big part of making sure that your dog is safe while wearing this is making sure that you're changing the position of the box on their neck every 2 to 3 hours. So this will ensure that they don't get pressure sores. Just like if you're wearing a watch throughout the day, if you wear it in the same spot for too long, you'll kind of get bumps around where your wrist bones are at. And so that happens similarly to dogs. You'll know that your dog is experiencing signs of pressure sores because it'll have raised red bumps where the prongs are at on their neck. So just make sure that you're preventing that by changing the position of the collar every 2 to 3 hours to ensure that their skin gets some rest from that contact. We'll go through more of the application and practice using the Ecollar in your Go Home lesson. If you have any questions, you can of course email us or call us. Otherwise, we'll see you at your scheduled graduation lesson. And be sure to watch your graduation video in the Google Drive to see all the progress that they've made.